Good morning, Callum. I think it's 36 hours since we last spoke about the Celtic game. Have you watched that back? What's your learnings from it?
Eh, Learning, I think is a probably word that's is probably appropriate for it. I think listen, it was a really entertaining game. Watching it back, there's a lot of good stuff from us. There's a lot of good football. I think for me, the pleasing thing is when we won the ball back, we kept it against a really good team. They obviously counter press, and that's one of Brendan's biggest strengths. When they lose the ball, they go after it, and I thought we managed to keep it really well, which is a real positive. Obviously the goals we've lost. Yeah, it is probably a little bit of a concern. Obviously we are struggling at the moment with defenders with injuries. Obviously Will, he's obviously still got stuff from his hamstring last year. He's nearly fit. Danny's playing through a bit of pain as well for us. And obviously Charlie, it's not good news, but Charlie will need to. Well, it's not. Doesn't look like good news. I can't say too much just now, but he'll obviously go and get it checked out. But there's probably three main defenders, and we're probably a wee bit short in the full back areas as well. So good lesson for some of the young ones. A lot of good stuff. For me, I think it's going forward is a good bit. I think I said after the game, it's that learning how not to concede easy chances. I thought with Celtic, I know they do create chances a lot, but I thought we sometimes helped them a little bit too much.
Are the number of injuries you changed to get it to a back four against Celtic? Is that because of injuries, or is that your preferred style?
No, it's preferred style. I think this year we want to change. We want to be adaptable as well. Last year, obviously, came in, had assessed it, and thought, that the back three will help us get results. Want to play a four. Want to play a certain style of football. I think it's important we try and entertain as we did on probably Wednesday. It's probably too much for my liking. But again, those are little things. But I think there's people don't realise there's a huge difference between a back four and a back three. Especially with the players involved. Myself have done it from wing back to full back, to outside centre half to middle centre half. So there's a lot of subtle changes that we need to iron out. So I think we've worked really hard this summer on the four. There's things we can obviously do better with it, but again, it'll give us that platform this season where hopefully we will mix and match it. We will play a three at times, we will play a four at times, but it gives us the opportunity to do so.
One of the knock-on effects of having a four is we saw Jack Thompson back in midfield. He obviously had a re-injury at the end of last season. Is he all good?
Yeah, Jack, we're just on the monitor Jack. I think Jack and Sean, I think they've had some little niggles all the way through pre-season, but I think make sure they're ready for games. It's good to see Jack back in the middle of the park. I think that's probably his strongest position. What he does is he's got great adaptability. He can move to centre half if he wants. We've got a few players like Roddy McGregor similar. He can play wide, he can play in the hole, he can play as a midfielder too. So we need more of those players. And again for Jack, it's a big season for him. I think if he can perform like he did last season in the middle of the park, it'd be great for us.
A lot has been said about players, but you've also had to make changes in your backroom staff. Two new members have come in, new sports scientist and a new goalkeeping coach. Can you talk us through them?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a big change in summer. I think for me, one of those things the manager you have to deal with, and where it is. But I'm actually delighted with the four that I've got in. I think for me, obviously the two lads in, obviously the coaching side. Barry and Maka. I think it's great for me because I trust them. I know what they're doing. They're experienced in their jobs. Full enthusiasm. Barry's obviously midfielder, Maka's a striker. So we cover bases, on all sorts. And then with Michael, absolutely delighted to get him in.
That's Michael McGovern,
yeah. Michael McGovern. I think highly recommended. I spoke to a lot of people. As soon as I knew I could get him, we went and we tried to get him in. He's starting his coaching career. I think that's part of what Queen's Park is as well. It's giving the youngsters a chance, but it's also giving young coaches a chance to get better and improve, and really good with that. And obviously I know Alex from St John's. He's got vast amount of experiences. He's won cups. He's produced players. He's got his developed players and moved them on as well physically. So I think that was a great addition as well. So no thoroughly delighted with my backroom staff just now. I think now it's working hard to make sure we have the right squad, as in playing squad. In time, probably more for the start of the season. It's difficult, we are. For me, sometimes you do get a little bit frustrated, and I think for me it's just trying to make sure that when we come start the season we have the right squad in place. Difficult this time of year because a lot of clubs are not letting players go. Standards, targets you're looking for, it's always difficult. Everyone's fighting for the same players, so hopefully we'll get maybe one in by the weekend, and hopefully maybe one or two by the time we get to Tuesday night.
Obviously Peterhead's preparation for this game was disturbed. I think they actually turned out in Aberdeen's away strip the other night. I don't know how much you would have learnt from that game anyway.
Yeah, well, I watched it and it was pretty windy. So no, it's one of those that you don't know too much. Again, it's one of those. I think for me, it's about attitude and application. So these cup games are always quite difficult against early in the season. So they're always difficult. I think we just need to make sure, first of all, get players fit, get them ready, and make sure it's our application on the day. Hopefully we can do that. We can go there and get a result. Because I think for me, I always believe the cups are important. But also on the flip side, it's really difficult when your squads are not quite there, and you're trying to make additions to your squad. So it's a fine balance between the two.
I think this will be your first cup tie.
There you go. Well, so let's hope it's a good one.
100% record, hopefully.
Cheers.